Sashi
Puki Jukshime Tokram Lira Lingshi Ninde Gembadi Sangye Shindu Mite Uwargi Jokun Nanda Shingla Juparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami
Sangye
Chudam Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sanamki Drola Venchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chudam Soki Chognam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gibe Sanamki Drola Venchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chodan Sogi Chonam La Janchu Bardu Dagni Gyatsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gibe Sanamki Drola Venchir Sangye Druparsho.
So we had two diamonds already.
Yeah.
These are 10 ultimate riches of the Kadampas. And we said uncatchable diamonds. It's like a bodyguard in front of you that your relatives and friends can bring you back. Trailmid Doji. Behind you put the bodyguard called I don't care what people say about me.
Your mic.
Okay, I don't care what people say about me. Basically. And now we have a third one, which is going to be keep the wisdom diamond at your side. We're going to see what that one means. So, Seiji in the mood?
Yeshe Dorje Rangdang Gyurpani Drogpani Yitar Sampe Damchale Nangyang Mindawa Minbo Mepe Dinat Ki Jashak Kamche Tentu Pangte Choki Sampa Tembe Sedang Drupa Nyombar Chebayim.
Yeshidoji, the diamond of wisdom. Ranta drok means this drok is the one that means friend, but this is a verb. So accompany. Okay, to keep it with you. There's a drok which means to announce far and wide. Like chapta, kirti, chabdot. Chabdot means advertisement.
Covers widely.
Speaks loud, announcement wide. Okay. And it means Jita Tambe Damcha Le. The Damcha, so Sampa, this root has two meanings. Somba, Samba. Anybody
Composed?
have yes?
Composed?
Yeah, it can mean composed. And it can mean to start an action. Especially a long journey or something. You know, it means to start off. To start off, okay? Sampa. So, this means, so the implication is that you have started off on a serious journey, is the verb sampa. And it can mean to write a book, compose. Here it's, as you have undertaken, okay? Undertaken. As you have undertaken, damcha.
Pledge.
Yeah, pledge. The pledge lay. Namyang is a good idiom for Adam. It always comes with a negative. It's always used before a verb with a negative. And it means never. Never ever. as Rinpoche used to say. Never dawa from that downtown.
Transcend, never pass over.
Yeah, transgress. Right?
Transgress. Right vow.
Okay. Now, this is a great idiom for Adam. So it's kind of one that you should really know. And say dinam. Dinam. What's it mean? I mean, what's it sound like?
That appearance?
These or those?
Yeah, disappearance. And it's a Lam Rim word for this life. Okay? The world around you. Okay? This world. It means this world in Christianity. You know, don't lay up your riches in this world, lay them up in the next world. The same dinam. It's always kind of negative connotation. You know, the meaningless dinam. Shining light of this life. Something like that. It's a hard one. Lie. The shining deception of this life. Okay. Dinam. What is this dinam? It's Ningbo Mepa.
It's not
It's
yes.
essenceless.
Yeah, there's no point to it.
Pointless.
Okay. Chashat means the stuff you're doing, and it's a nice idiom. Okay. The stuff you're doing in your life right now. Chashat. Okay, idiom. Everything about your life. All the stuff you're spending your time on. That's that. It's like what you're spending your time on. Chashat. Tamche. Yeah, bang. You got a bang.
Get rid of it.
Stop.
For how long?
And
For how long?
For all your life.
Tendu.
Tendu.
Forever. Okay. Give it up forever.
Apparently.
Okay. Tendu pan. And then you should have a samba tempo.
You should
Kind of.
you should have a firm thought about it.
Yeah.
Promise.
Firm. I said keep your mind spirit in the spiritual firmly. Okay. Chuki samba. Dharma thoughts. Tempo, make them strong. Don't let them waver. And this drupa means your Buddhist practice.
Right.
And Nyomba, we had in Nyomju, which means samapa.
Balance.
It means equal.
Keep it balanced.
So keep your life and your drupa equal.
Yeah. Your life and your practice.
Equal attention. Well, it means what you call my life should equal my practice. Okay, it doesn't mean equal time. It doesn't mean equal time.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean equal dharma practice, equal life. It means what you call your practice and what you call your life should be equal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Nyomba chepa means make them equal.
Make them
Make-
equivalent or something?
Well, here it says make your life and your practice one and the same.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, the next one we're gonna have some trowels, okay? And trowel means
Connect?
what's that?
Connect?
No, this one is a different spelling.
Oh.
Tear.
It means
Right.
a line in an assembly. In a so when you have the monks in the temple and they have to sit in rows, it means a row. Okay, in a big group. Or it can be a row of soldiers in a formation like that. Okay.
Is it on
Ranks.
GRAL?
Yeah. So it's not that common, and people often misinterpret it. So Mirjal means the ranks of humans. They poot. Remember poot?
Spit out.
Yeah, let them kick you out of the ranks of humans. You know, it's an honor. You know, let them say you're weird. You're not like us. You're like, yeah, thanks. Thanks for telling me that. Liba, pinangi punta la. The good things of this life. Okay, this life pejorative, right?
Oh,
Just putting it down. You know, this lie, this appearance, you know, it's kind of like it's a what do you call it? Opposite of a compliment.
A diss.
Yeah, it's a what do you call it?
Diminutive? Pejorative, I think was the right word. Actually.
Pejorative is the word, but yeah.
Insults.
Insult.
Oh.
You say that. Good. It's an insult. Watch your head. Okay.
So academic.
Then how should you regard the things of this life? This is a Danish grammar case.
Oh, an enemy. As an enemy.
Yeah, see them as your foe. See them as your enemy. Okay? The concerns of this life. Or the good things of this life. You know, bad things are okay because at least they're telling you the truth. But the good things are lying to you. Look at Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie, how happy they are.
Did they break up?
Yeah. What's that?
They broke up.
They broke up
I
this
thought you
one.
said so.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, people say, is anything going right with famous people? And you say, yeah, these two people are married happily and they're supporting poor people all over Africa, and they've even adopted a bunch of them. And then they just got a horrible divorce. They were throwing things at each other. So.
Aw.
Okay, so anyway, the things that seem to be going well with this life, not the problems, but the things that seem to be going well, Jarte, view them as enemies. And then,
Something that gives this life meaning.
Coaches and John.
okay,
Right here.
this is Nyemba.
Crazy?
Yeah, and in modern colloquial, it sounds more like Nyomba.
Yeah.
Okay, Nyomba.
Uh-huh.
What's Nyoche?
Crazy maker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is a
alcohol.
synonym for alcohol.
Chance.
The nickname for alcohol is
Crazy maker.
crazy maker. Makes you stupid. Okay, more stupid. Nyemba Chipata means you're acting like a madman. Acting like a madman. This is a verb made from the verb, from the adjective tumba. Tumbo.
Teach.
Tumba.
Oh, Tumba.
Interlude?
You're hearing.
Interlude? Is that the same too?
Oh, good, but Maulton.
Oh, a chord.
Yeah, that's right.
Or
Yeah,
That's
harmony.
on the top.
Harmony.
The second.
So tumba as a verb means to act in accord with. To act like if you chimmed on tumba, means following the law, acting in a way which follows the law. Okay. Here, you should. Nawami tumba means. This nawa means how you see life, your outlook. Shouldn't be tumba
In harmony with.
with
Agreement.
any sudang. Sudang means with anyone.
Anyone?
Okay, and sudang is an idiom in colloquial Tibetan. Who's coming tonight? Sudang suyongyomai. Nobody. It's coming.
So it could be
It means who and who,
right.
but it means nobody.
Oh, that's right.
Sudang suyongyomai. Okay, who did they let into that club? Sudang su. They let anybody into
Anybody
that
who's
club.
anybody.
anyone who's anybody, yeah, nice.
Yeah, anybody. It's like too many. Okay, so with everybody, whether they are high or low, okay, they are aristocrats, they are poor people, okay. But if they are focused on this life, Cindy Dunya Chin, if they are focused on this life, if they hanker after this life, okay.
I love life as well.
And it doesn't matter who they are, if they're big people or small people. Try to not be, what do you call it? See eye to eye with them.
On
Agree?
their level,
In
like,
life.
Yeah. Don't
think like them.
not only
Mm-hmm.
don't worry about getting along with them. Try not to get along with them. Okay. Try not to be like them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're not going to translate it that way, but
Try to be
it
like
just.
that.
Yeah, it says here, your whole outlook will start to clash with the outlook that other people have, higher and low. Okay. And that's what it means, clash. I'm good. I'm good. I got here. Let's pass him back here. How do you say Paruski?
Что именно?
Say again.
What
Что значит?
Что это? Кашью?
Yeah,
Это кашью.
cashew.
Cashew.
That I can remember.
Yes, cashew.
Cashew. Name of time. Okay. And as a result of acting, as a result of clashing with normal people's viewpoints, it doesn't mean that a Buddhist person should be unpleasant to other people. It just means if you're keeping your vows and things like that, is against, everybody else is cheating on their taxes, and you say, no, I'm going to pay my taxes, and they say, well, why are you doing that? The government's corrupt, they're wasting the money. You say, yeah, well, I just think it's my integrity. What's that? I'm worried about my integrity. Yeah, they're all corrupt, I know, but I'm worried about my integrity. You know? So then that's going to clash with other people. Other people are going to say you're stupid, or I got called stupid by my friends my whole life, from my college friends, my university friends, and now they say, I told you I get letters.
Right.
I frequently get letters from them asking for help. They say, oh, I made a mistake. You did the right thing. Now tell me what to do. I got cancer. You know, so okay, so you can enjoy things later. You'll be right much later. You can enjoy it later. Okay. Kijang Nyekpa. Nyekpa means to arrive.
Yeah, join the ranks of dogs.
Yeah. And Kidam means the ranks of dogs.
You said arrive to the ranks of dogs or rise?
I'm sorry?
What is the Nyekam?
Nyek means to arrive or reach a destination. Nyek. It's very uncommon. It's very rare. Okay. It can also mean that some has arrived at the total you wanted.
Oh.
That also has a meaning. That is thinking.
Exactly.
So, Kyong means Kyong Karangi Lamadan Gyakashin of Buru Shon. Kyong Karangi Lamadan Gyakashin of Buru Shon. 8 verses.
Oh,
May I take the
lost.
Lost.
loss? So Kyongka means loss.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So it means be willing to take a loss on Togetam. This is a very famous idiom, okay, Adam? Very famous idiom for worrying about this life. Or it's a very famous idiom for worldly concerns.
Stuff people say about you, your clothes, and like
Yeah,
how they look at you or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Do means
Yeah.
it's an unhonorific word for food.
Food.
Non-horrific.
It's purposely not honorific.
No.
It's grub.
Grub.
Yeah, grub. In English you say grub. G-R-U-B. It's an impolite word for food. It also means a worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a word, but also.
But it's not the same thing.
I saw a picture.
Grub.
Yeah, it's very
The
slang.
verb, not the noun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the good means close. Like I should have the best tie in the room or something. Which I do. And, no, I mean green dresses me. Dam means talk, but it means what people say about you, and it means repute, to be semi-famous. It's called dam. It's called talk. People talking about you in a good way, you know. Well, in a famous way,
Dom.
you know. So this is a famous expression in the Lamrim that means to worry about this life. Oh, he's just Togetam son. He's just a Togetam person. He's just thinking about food, clothes, and what people say about him. Okay, Togetam. Kyongkir, so take your losses. Take your losses in Togetam. You know, happily. Chuki Chirdu.
For the sake of the Dharma.
Yeah, good. For the sake of the Dharma. Check on.
Oh, we get hungry and thirsty.
Yeah,
Oh,
hunger and
yeah,
thirst.
yeah.
Hunger and thirst. Chekom. Nyaltup.
Suffer from it.
Uh,
Or is that lack of
Nyaltup
sleep?
means tired.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tired. Exhausted.
Tangje.
That's interesting because Dungel appears in Dungel,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
but it means tired.
Uh-huh.
Nyalso gyap.
Sleep. Go back to sleep.
Take a break.
Uh-huh.
Take a rest.
Okay.
It's a so and Lojong. Fix your nyal.
Fix your tiredness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Do a tiredness fixing. Nyalso gyap.
yes,
It means take a break. Take a rest. Okay. Nyalso gyap. Very famous in
Yes,
Korea.
Yeah.
So nyal means tired. Dup is a synonym for nyal.
Uh-huh.
Be tired.
Okay. Tired.
Dup means more worn out, exhausted. Okay. Nyal dup jitsan chung. No matter how exhausted you may get, okay, from your Dharma practice or writing contracts, sen supa chepa. This sen means to bear it.
Oh.
Okay, to bear it, and it's very old. So this is all Kadampa language. Okay, it's not common. There's a sen without the b, which means a bean or pea.
Oh.
Okay, like a pea. Not pee. That's a different pea.
and that one's Saratasa?
Yeah, SRAN. Yes, and I believe you can look it up. So this one means to put up with it.
So Sue must be grin.
What's that?
Grin and bear it?
Yeah, like that. And then he puts the
cool.
word for patience also. So it means
Bear it
you know,
patiently.
just I translated it together as endure.
Endure.
Endure what comes to you.
Cool.
Okay.
That's great.
I was my English was better before I learned Tibetan.
That could happen.
Sadhya Topani. So you're gonna get
Join the ranks of kindness.
kicked out of the human club. You're gonna join the dog club,
Attain the God club.
and that'll put you into the God club. Okay.
Can't help it.
And it has that connotation. Jal means that, like a club. Okay. Sadhya Topani. How do you join the? Then you're gonna join the God's club. Okay. What's that? Embe Nesu.
It's the far off place from the world.
Go to the place where it's deserted.
Yeah. Go to out in the middle of nowhere.
Go to Diamond Mountain.
Empty place. Go to Diamond Mountain.
Yeah.
Before the roads are built. Jitengi Chasha, we just had it. All the activities of normal life.
Right.
Okay. Jiten in the monastic language, okay? I'm talking colloquial Tibetan used in a monastery, which is different. You see, a person a Tibetan who grew up speaking Tibetan and goes to a monastery may not understand half of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it has developed a different dialect. The monasteries have a different dialect. So, Embe Nesu Jiking, so Jikten in the monastery is pejorative.
Right. Sure.
You know, it means normal people who didn't get to be monks, and it's like schmucks. Okay, okay. So Jiktengi Chashat means all these worthless things that people do. Okay, in the world, as opposed to the monasteries. Jiktengi Chashat, they will go like this with their hand. You know what they do out there. Jiktengi Chashat, Tanje, Lutan, we had it.
Oh, the mind goes to the thing, but it literally means.
Welcome to your
To this life?
I'll help you. It's the Tang and Tonglen, and it's the instrumental.
Right. Take for this life.
No,
Give away this life.
Let
Give
go
up
of
this
this
life.
life.
yeah, surrender. Let go of this life. Let go of this life. Okay, let it go. Okay, let go. Drop it. They, Drupatar Kawana, and then practice. Drupa means practice. Practice. Tarkel means if you are successful, if you carry it out.
Carry it to the edge.
Yeah, if you carry it to the end. Okay, if you bring it to its conclusion, your practice. Sai Yangha. Sai Lang Yang Sa. Sa Yi Yang Sa.
The gods will bestow upon you.
Sai Sa.
God of gods.
Yeah, the God of gods. You'll reach the God among even gods. Okay. Even among gods. Sometimes they say Gyalpo Yang Gyalpo.
Victor among victors.
King of kings.
Kings.
You know, even among the kings, the king. Emperor of kings. Okay. Hailang, what is that, Sangye? Gopal is a good idiom. Okay.
Gopal Monastery.
That's a different, I think it's a different word, I'm not sure. It might not be.
What is that?
Mm,
Like state?
I doubt it. I think it's just some Nepalese word. But Gopal is what, you guys know?
The state of?
Yeah, the state of, or the status of. Okay, Gopal. So here it means enlightened month. It's the month in enlightenment.
Oh.
Okay. So when you say Sangye, it means Buddha.
Sangye Ki Gopal. Oh, the state of Buddhahood.
When you say Sangye Gopal, you mean Buddhahood. It's the hood in Buddhahood, and it's the month in enlightenment.
The hood in Buddhahood.
Okay.
The hood and Buddha
Sure,
shirt.
that's what their name is.
I think it could be. It's not always spiritual. It can be. It's not always spiritual. It could be a political position. Or, okay. Sendi La Top means you will reach it in this life. Okay, you will reach it in
Right.
this life.
In this life.
I'm kind of happy because we get to go back to the book. Now that's all a footnote. Good luck.
Appendix.
You know, it's kind of mean of him to say the 10 ultimate riches because it's a long story. And, you know, if it were me, I would reduce it to, or you could have an appendix. It's up to you.
Yeah, I can have two.
You can have both. Yeah, you can do that. A typical stagey compromise. Okay. Okay. Dene lende koronyemi samsuki cup. When you reach the part cup, okay. When you reach the part about, they're kind of running. They're running quickly through a lamrim sort of thing. It could mean when the lama reached the part about this. Okay.
But the method for considering the bad things about samsara and cause and effect.
Yeah, about the contemplation on the problems of samsara, and then before that, karma and its consequences. So really, there's two topics listed here: karma and consequences, and
The problems
the
of
problems of samsara. Why would you want to get out of samsara? Okay. Samsuki cup. When we reach this part,
You can teach.
now when you think about the problems of samsara and karma, how karma acts, okay? Chama shapa. Okay, in the middle of the second line. Chama shapa. We are not just talking about, okay? Chama shapa. We are not just talking about
The parts of the.
Lojong. Lojong means, this is an idiom, okay? It's composed of the words for dedication and to count.
Yeah. Oh.
But what it means is, give me the 10 non-virtues, right now. Give me the 10. Then the person goes number 1, number 2, number 3. That's called Lojong check.
Oh,
Okay.
count them off.
Yeah, count them off.
Nice.
Good. Masha.
We're not
Not
doing all
talking about
that.
just-
Yeah, when we say this person is a master about the 10
Right.
good deeds or bad deeds,
You can't just recite them.
I'm not sharing that. It doesn't mean he just knows how to count them. Give me number 1, give me number 6, and he can give a quick answer. That's not what it means, okay? Of what? The Migechu,
The 10 non-virtues.
the 10 non-virtues. So we don't call somebody a master of this section of the Lamrim if they can just count off the 10 bad deeds quickly.
Got it.
So the Chama Shakma, that's not what we call a knowledge of. That's not what we call a knowledge of karma and its results and the problems of samsara. It's someone who can just count the 10 non-virtues fast. Okay, Mashapa. They have to, Dipa Migewe Le Kayan, Gewe Le Jitayan, they have to know, well, what is a bad deed? What kind of actions are bad deeds? And what kind of actions are good deeds? They shouldn't know some of them, they should know tada.
Each and every one.
Each and every one. Yeah, very strong word for
Tom Chair.
good. Yeah. So tadak means every single one. Shepa chega.
I got it.
So shepa ga means you need to know. Shepa chega means
Need to be able to.
you need to educate yourself.
Oh.
You have to make yourself someone who knows. Okay, so you have to be sensitive about how to translate it.
Learn it.
A shepa chega. Okay, you have to try to learn. Try to learn. Sul, Sul in a transcript of a teaching means that he went on
Yeah,
about.
he went on like that.
Okay, he went on about. You know, it means way, but in a transcript it means he talked about,
Stuff like
and then everything that came before. Dekapsu, and then our transcriber
at this point.
wants to draw attention to a few of the cool things he said. Here's some cool things that maybe most of you haven't heard of or something like that. Can you give these to Betsy?
There's technically 4 minutes left.
Okay, so Dekapsu means
At this time.
at this point in the talk, by the way, he hasn't reached the crown of knives yet, right? Which is, I'm sorry, I apologize. We gotta sit through his mini lamrim, which is actually a custom for a tantric talk.
Right.
Oh.
So,
Day long.
people who don't know might be bored,
Right.
but people who don't know would be, wow, he's setting us up. Maybe he's gonna tell us some cool stuff. They don't think he went to lamrim. They don't think that. They're like, oh, he's talking about he's there must be something coming. Dekapsu, Tengsang means nowadays. It's a good idiom, okay? Tengsang means nowadays. Pelmo Che without the S means most people. It literally means majority. And that's Avatan Saka in Sanskrit, and we don't know why. We found it one day and I couldn't find it out. But I did decide that majority was the correct way to name that section of the Kangyur, although I don't remember why. And I've seen many Tibetans wonder about it. We found it one day. We could find it again if we had to. Most people, okay, I'm going to start from Yukyang in the middle of the second line. Okay, even though they do have a kind of practice where they have stopped doing the 7. You know what he's going to say now?
Yeah, speech and body.
Body and speech.
No, what's he going to say?
The 7
Even though...
Yeah. In their mind, they're still
Yeah.
regularly practicing the other.
Yeah, so you can predict what he's going to say. And a lot of translation, and more in this field of translation than in other fields of translations, is reconstructing what it should say.
Right.
Okay, so if you're well trained in Buddhism, if you've learned many Buddhist schools, and the text sounds like it's saying this, you know to stop and look more carefully.
Right.
Okay, because you know that's not something a Prasangika would say, or that's not something a Sautrantika would say, or that's not something a Lama teaching the Crown of Knives would say. So then you look for reasons to translate it to fit the
Context.
doctrine. You see what I mean? Okay.
Okay.
And to be honest, that's a big part of translation. When you come up with a really weird translation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
be suspicious.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
be suspicious about yourself. Okay, good. So anyway, here nowadays, most people are observing the kind of practice where they give up the 7 bad deeds of physical and verbal bad deeds
Right.
from among
Uh-huh.
the 10 bad deeds. Okay, but now you know what he's going to say
Yeah.
doctrinally. Okay, Yiki Sun Pong Mepa.
They have not
They have not eliminated
Okay.
the 3.
up the mind.
The mind.
Kappa Depa Mu. I don't know what this says. Yiki Sun Pong Mepa.
Many by not having.
I don't know what this says. I want to check it. I'll go for the words. I'll tell you the words. This part's easy. Yuki Sun Pong,
Giving up the 3 of mind
giving up the 8, 9, and 10.
and not.
Mepa. Without that,
Without giving up something else. Must by.
Desire will cover everything. Or...
okay. I'm going to go this way because I read ahead.
Okay.
Okay. We forgot this Chirupa, which means non-Buddhist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So most people say nowadays that non-Buddhists always believe that you don't have to follow the mental three.
You don't have to follow the
Mental
mental
three. So I'll say it again. Most
Oh, wow.
Buddhists think nowadays that when you think about non-Buddhists, that most of them are just observing the 7
Outer.
good deeds. But they don't have the 3 good deeds of mind. This dupa means the Chirupas.
Uh-huh.
And this dupa means the majority of people.
Okay.
The majority of people believe
Oh, I see.
that it's necessarily the case
But they don't.
that non-Buddhists believe that you don't have to follow the last 3.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
Okay. Dupa Mangyang. Okay, lots of people may think that way. That's sort of a redundancy to Pelmochi. Okay? There's a lot of people who think this way. Okay? Deta Dupa Mangyang.
Is it unusual that mum would be after the verb?
No. This verb is who believe, people who believe. Dupa Mangyang. There are many people who think like that. Okay? Somebody got to put these somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, so we're a couple minutes over time, just so you know we're technically.
Okay. Well, I think it's an interesting point, because what's he going to say? Where's he going?
But they think that Buddhists.
There are many Buddhists who think
Yeah.
that Christians, Muslims,
Yeah.
whatever, don't know about these 3. But
But also, Buddhists don't keep
Buddhists
it
don't practice
themselves.
it either.
well, he's going to
I
say
think
something in support of other religions, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay,
I
but
thought he was just going to diss Buddhists.
he says Kyaba Mete, Kyaba Me.
It's not. It doesn't actually. It's not true of them. It's not true of all of those. Other
Yeah, it's
guys.
not necessarily the case.
Yeah, yeah.
This response implies that he thinks it's true about
Some.
many of them or some of them, but not all of them.
Doesn't cover
When
it
you
all.
say it's not necessarily the case, it means yeah, it is the case in some cases.
Right.
Okay,
Could be.
okay. But Chirupa Gashik, some non-Buddhists, there are non-Buddhists who definitely Nyepar have Pong,
Given out.
stop doing Nabsem and Nusem.
Jealousy and.
Now that's a Mayingak.
Yeah. Because they haven't given up wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah, okay.
They don't know about that.
No, there are people. There's some Buddhists who think that all non-Buddhists haven't given up the last 3. But there are who have given up 8 and 9.
Yeah.
You know, it's a main guy. Okay. Okay. Nabsem Literally means, what's that thing you're not supposed to do in Christianity? Covet.
Covet your neighbor's
Covet other
wife.
people's,
neighbors. Thou
Donkey.
shalt not covet.
Nupsen,
C-O-V-E-T.
this is an English
Covet.
Christian word, C-O-V-E-T. You want other people's car, other people's house, other people's wife. Okay, covet.
Even if in your heart.
Yeah. So
Kind of want.
it is possible that they have given up being unhappy that others are succeeding and nursing, hurting mind. The name for Buddhist bad deed number 9 is hurting mind.
Harming mind.
Harming mind, but what's it mean?
Ill
Being
will.
happy
No,
when something
being-
bad
being-
happens.
being-
Yeah,
happy when-
being happy when other people get cancer, or so many people were so happy that Angela Jolie got cancer, and everyone's talking about it. It's so interesting that this beautiful, beautiful lady who's known for her physique, it has had to chop off her breast, and people are wow, yeah, and that's a kind of nism. That's a kind of, what do you call it? Happy about other people's, interested in other people's problems. Okay, extremely interested in other people's problems. You tell somebody, even in a Dharma group, this person just got a $50,000 salary, and they're like, yeah, okay. And then this other person got cancer. Well, tell me more. And they want to hear about the bad news. Okay, that's nism. You're not really hurting them, right?
No.
It's not harmful intent. It sounds like harmful intent,
Right.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just being. It's a satisfaction in other person's problems. Nism poa ngepa yuching. They have it.
They definitely have that getting rid of.
Yeah.
Lokta though, they all have that. Only Buddhists. Non-Pasangipas.
Yeah, only the inners.
The
Inner. The inners.
It's just light.
Only Buddhist bong lo da.
Yeah. Now he's gonna say this. Do we have time to do this one?
No.
We're 6 minutes past
But
the
he started
designated
late, right?
time. He did.
So,
Never stopped.
Doctor will just ask you want to have, can he have next class, so switch to...
It's supposed to be you?
Me?
Is it supposed to be you?
Yeah.
No, it's not supposed to be
I mean,
It's supposed to be-
no problem.
Do
You
mind
mean
if-
for
tomorrow.
Karma Vibhanga or for
No,
Karma?
he want to take the next translation class.
For Karma Vibhanga or
His
for
book?
Yeah,
For
for
his
Karma
book, Karma
Vibhanga.
Vibhanga.
Okay.
So I will switch with him.
I
Okay.
guess we'll say, yeah, okay.
And you and Stanley have to fight.
Tell him 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, he's listening now, so he can...
Okay. Yeah, I know. She's reminding me not to say anything bad. Okay. I want to finish this one
Let's say
because
later.
this is your last class. Right? This one's cool. This is actually, he's going to defend other religions. And that's why the transcriber thought it was interesting to talk about it.
Right.
Because that's not very common for a Buddhist teacher
Yeah.
in
Really.
the old days
Yeah.
to say other people are pretty good also. It's in fact it's quite rare.
Yep.
So here we go.
Still.
Lokta Yang, yeah, even about number 10.
Yeah.
Okay, even about number 10. Namba Sangepe. Namba Sangepa is a long word for Buddhist.
Right.
It means inner Buddhists, inner Buddhists.
Uh-huh.
But this is one of the Tibetan words for Buddhist.
Right.
Okay, Namba Sangepa. So you have to read it as one unit, and that should be an idiom, I guess.
Yeah.
Namba Sangepa. So they don't say Namba Sangepa, they say Namba Sangepa. It became a single word.
Yep.
Namba Sangepe. Loktar Dupani Poa. Me.
They don't.
Kyang.
Sometimes they don't give up wrong views.
They don't give up
Even sometimes they don't.
wrong view in the way that wrong view is viewed by Buddhists. So this duh with the Dani grammar case means it's true. They don't give up wrong view in the way that we think of wrong view.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, but
He's talking about Chiropa.
so he's going to give them some credit for giving up some kind of wrong view.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't understand wrong view the way we do, and so when they give it up, they don't give it up the way we do. but they do give up some bad attitudes.
Yeah.
And he's going to give us some of them.
But those other guys do.
Kyang Shen Korang Namki Depe Tarpa Damitumbe. Shen Korang Namki Depe Tarpa. Okay, I'm going to read this as one unit. Freedom, as they would take it. Freedom as they would define it. To sit at the right hand of God for all eternity. To be with Jesus in heaven. Or whatever's the equivalent in Islam, or, for their moksha, for their definition of heaven, okay? Shen means others. Those others, their own. Korang Nam means their own. Those other people's own version, we would say, of freedom, okay? As they agree, Dupa, as they think it exists, they do identify certain kinds of attitudes that are mitumba,
not in harmony
with reaching that heaven.
Sure.
So they do describe heaven, their own heaven, be with Jesus forever or whatever, and then they do talk about states of mind which are going to hurt you if you want to go there. They're going to stop you from going there. What is an example? Longen, gashik. Some negative states of mind, okay? Some evil states of mind, or negative states of mind. Some, gashik, lokta chene. That's what they take to be lokta. That's what they take to be bad deed number 10. Their version of bad deed number 10 is behavior which would prevent them from going to their version of heaven. Okay, bad behavior. Okay. And they give it up. They try to give up those behaviors, And this is this thing where I heard a really beautiful Lama say, good Muslims, good Buddhists, good Christians are all acting the same. They're all following one religion. And then bad Buddhists, bad Muslims, and bad Christians are all acting the same, and they're religion number 2. There's only 2 religions. So he says all those guys in the same religion, they give up their own version of a wrong view. Okay? Yepe. Therefore, there are chirupas, next line middle. There are non-Buddhists who can that all 10 bad deeds. Char here means all 10. Chuchar means all 10 in colloquial. Idiom. Char after a word. Nichar. It means nika, nikar. It became chuchar. It became, they accept that all 10 bad deeds are to be given up. Okay, they do cover the 10 bad deeds.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. And the person who's writing down this talk thought that this point was kind of special. Sure. And so a transcriber does have a lot of power actually to decide what reaches the public. So now this point was really interesting. Maybe there's some other points he didn't think was interesting that were interesting, but we will never know. Okay, so there are non-Buddhists. Okay, Didakyan Kemba Gusung. This is a really beautiful. Statement. Didakyan. You should be aware of that. He's being polite. He said, don't disparage other religions. You should be aware that they are following all 10, even if number 10 is their own version. But you should don't be unaware. Don't think you're the only people in the universe who are practicing religion. You're not. And that's a very unusual thing and probably by that time missionaries had reached Tibet. There were Christian Jesuits and people in Lhasa. So he's kind of being very ecumenical. Okay.
And there was never really any Hindus in Tibet.
There were Muslims who were hired to butcher the animals.
Muslims.
So there was a Muslim quarter in Lhasa. As there is in many Indian towns. They do the killing, the Indians eat the meat. but it was more extreme in Tibet, and no Buddhists would kill an animal, but they ate meat. Almost everybody ate meat. So there was a Muslim contingent in Lhasa, came from Kashmir. So the word for Kashmir and the word for Muslim in Tibet is the same. Kache.
Do you think there's Taoism and Confucianism?
I never heard of a single word of it.
Oh.
Not a single word. And I know, I read a story, I read a book by a Christian missionary, and he spent 35 years in Tibet in the 1800s. And he converted one person. And they were not hungry. They had their stomach is full. Right. So they, to be honest, they didn't take much interest in other religions. And the versions in the Siddhantas of Christianity can be pretty outrageous. How they explain Christianity.
Yeah.
Which some of them do. It can be. I've never read the whole thing, but it seemed a little crazy. Okay. All right. So we're gonna stop. That's a beautiful point. Kemba Zege, by the way.
You should be aware of that.
Yeah, but I want you to be aware that he has used two high honorific words. Kemba for Shepa and Zepa for Chepa. So he could have said Shepa Chip. Come on, you guys understand. But he said, I beg you, please, be aware. He's using very honorific, and I think it's significant. He's saying, just please think about it. You're not the only people in the world, and people are keeping their own morality, and it implies that you should respect them. Okay, because he's using the higher honorific. So when you know Tibetan well, and you hit that, you're like, wow, he's really laying something heavy on those guys. Okay?
Yeah, totally.
All right, then, here we go.
Sashi
Puki Jushing Metok Cham Rira Lingshi Nyende Gempari Sangye Shingdu Mikte Owargi Jokun Namda Shingla Jupar Shok Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Niriyatayami
Gewa
Di Gewo Kun Sanam Yeshe Zodzok Shing Sanam Yeshe Lejung Wei Dambar Kunyi Topar Sho.
Thanks so much, Geshe.
Thanks for all your hard work. I think we should thank Seiji for hard work for the college. We wouldn't have a college without him. I think we would all be very confused. And Scott Lee would be dead in the corner. Mishimaka would be more cranky.
I wouldn't see any movies.
Are you giving him movies?
He's taking a lot of pressure.